Hello and welcome friends, my name is Sonu Singh and once again you have started watching me to this YouTube video. So today I'll talk about the journey that I started to speak English. So when I started my journey of speaking English, things were really strange because I belong to rural area. So the people who belong to rural area, the first thing is that if they find out any smarter people, we become shy. So that what happened with me, that when I came to Varanasi to learn speaking English, I realized that students were very smart because they were from English medium, they were from CBSE board school. Even if they were committing mistake, even if they were making wrong sentences, it was very easy for them to start the conversation. On the other hand, my grammar was good, my vocab was good, but still I was not ready to speak. So till that point, I thought it was the knowledge of English and the knowledge of vocab that is very important to speak English. So for 1 year, blindly, like without thinking anything, without taking any other suggestion, I kept learning the grammar and I kept increasing my vocab. But after 1 year, I became so famous that my vocab was really strong and my grammar, it was perfect. But still, there was one big problem, that I was not ready to speak. So I realized one thing, that why if I am better in every segment, still not able to speak. Then I got this answer, that only those can speak good English or only those can become a good communicator if they try to take initiative. Speaking skill or communication skill is something that comes with the practice. Maybe you see the other people speaking good English, or you often listen the cricket commentary where cricketers are speaking very nice and amazing English in a very fluent manner. It doesn't mean that their grammar is good. It doesn't mean that their vocab is really big. It means that they started their practice, and that's the reason that they find it very much easy to speak. So when I noticed this, that it is not the grammar, it is not the vocab, it is something else that is troubling me. So when I started thinking about it, then I thought I will fight this next barrier also. Because for any English speaker, learning the sentence formation or vocab is the big challenge. Because that is the only thing that will help you to form the sentences. But that is not the only problem. Even now, I'm working as a teacher and I get so many students, they are very good in English. Like they can translate, they can write so many things, they can understand English, but they are not able to speak. Same situation was with me, that after spending 1 year, I was not able to speak. And now, I found that there was something else that was standing in the way of becoming a good English speaker. And that was my hesitation, that was my wrong perception. I always thought that if I would speak English and if it is wrong, others would laugh at me. But first time when I tried, no one laughed at me. And that's why I realized that it is just a wrong perception. So I developed a mechanism that no matter what happens, every day I would create an opportunity so that I would talk. So when I started, there was no internet, like we were using 2G, so it was not that much speedy that we could now download any application and we could talk to somebody on online. So I started talking to myself. I was always sitting alone, and I used to think in my head. Then later on I thought that if I have to speak good English, then I need to become familiar with the words and with pronunciation. So I started speaking aloud. So I was carefully choosing the place where no one could watch me, no one could listen to me. Because you know that if you are alone and if you talk to yourself, then people think that you're a mad person. But in order to speak English, I had to be mad. I followed my madness and I kept practicing. So when I started speaking good English. And for 1 or 2 years, I enjoyed the status that yes, I am a good speaker. But one day it came to my notice that there is some problem in my communication skill, in my English speaking. So I went to one place and I got the mic. They invited me and I had to deliver a speech. So when I delivered the speech, everyone listening there, they started clapping for me, they appreciated me. But there was one teacher. He came to me and he told me something, that Sonu, your English was really good, there was no problem in English. The way you tried to speak, it was also nice. But you took so many pauses. So that's what raised my alarm, that I thought I am a perfect speaker. So I started recording myself, because when somebody is saying something to you, you take it, you don't take it. But I thought it would be better if I observe myself. So I recorded one video, not for YouTube, but to just know that how is my English speaking skill and am I taking the pauses. So I recorded and I then realized that yes, I was taking too much pauses. So I thought that I would make this video flawless. So I started editing it on some video editing software. It took me completely 3 hours to edit one perfect video. And that day I realized the pain of my problem. And I decided that now I would remove the pauses. So I started recording the video, and every time I was trying to hold me back because I had to control the pauses. So I reduced my speed. I worked on my pronunciation by doing tongue twister practice. Because suppose if you have to talk in English, so you know English words are in your mind, you can form the sentences. But when you express your idea, you cannot make sentences. Because suppose you have to express something, you get the idea in your mind and instantly, without forming sentence and without taking any burden of making sentences, automatically it get reflected with your tongue and you start speaking. But what happened in English language that we had to translate, we have to stop ourselves because things were not coming smoothly. So I thought now I would work on it. So I started practicing tongue twister. I started reading newspaper a lot, and when I read newspaper, I used to read it aloud, because when I read newspaper aloud, my tongue becomes familiar with it. Tongue becomes familiar with the sentence, with the words, with the expression, and that's where, suppose if just have one raise of idea in my mind, automatically when I have to express, it comes through my mouth without taking the pain of the translation. Like right now I'm talking to you, so I can assure you that I'm not translating. I'm just speaking whatever is coming to my mind. If my grammar is incorrect, I do not care about it. And you too have to do the same thing. That if you want to become a good speaker, forget about the mistake, forget about the grammar. So now, this way I completed my second challenge also, that I removed the pauses from my speaking. So first, I tried to learn the grammar and vocab. Still it didn't work, but it was a support system for me. Next, I identified that it was the hesitation that was stopping me, because when you are trying to speak English and when your English is wrong, no one would laugh at you. It is just in your head. And if somebody is laughing at you, it means that they are not the learner. So let them laugh. People are free to give their opinion and express their mind. If they are so idiot that they can laugh at somebody who is just trying to learn or who is just trying to express themselves, so it is their problem, it is not your problem. And never ever think that you would start anything when you become the perfect, because if you think this way, you would never start and you would never become the perfect. So the key of perfection is in the initiation. When you start doing something, maybe you're bad, maybe things are not going the way you want. So doesn't matter. Today you record the video or you try to speak, you may be wrong, you may be imperfect, but with the continuous practice, you will keep growing. And that's what happened with me. Like it took me some time, but now I can express myself with full comfort and full ease. And in all the video, I just want to assure one thing, that your perfect English is not something that you can obtain by studying the grammar. That is not going to happen. I have so many friends and I have trained so many students. They are postgraduate from English, and still when it comes to speak English, they are not confident. Same thing will happen with you. That never ever think that you would speak English when you become perfect in grammar and when you have so much vocab. If you want to speak English, start it right now. And right now, we have the power of technology. We have so many communities around us who can communicate in English language. If you don't find one, you can go to the online mode. You can find paid and unpaid platform where you will be connected with so many speakers and so many learners. I do the same thing, because you know that I have to work as a teacher and I have to work as a professional. So you need to be very, very perfect in it. So what I do, that I try to find out the people with whom I can practice. I spend money, I talk to people only because I want to become good. It is not like I am one of the best speaker, but I have this desire to become one of the best speaker. And who is best speaker? Someone who has comfort and ease in expressing themselves, not somebody who is very good at grammar. So I hope that you will find out something with my journey and with this video. And if you like this video, then hit the subscribe button, like and share with your friends. Thank you for staying with me. See you next video.